And off we go from Denver. From the 10. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. They begin the drive with Williams. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there. So they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run it again with Williams. And he's got room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The Broncos at 8-8 now on the year. And they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward. But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Here's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. For a lot of people, the MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. There's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kwan Williams. There he right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, for the offense, it looked like that drive had the makings of something good. They were starting to hit a groove, but the defense clearly had other ideas, not only to force the turnover, but to handle the scoring themselves.
Yeah, no panic in their eyes, was there, partner? Think about it this way. A Hall of Fame coach once told me the best characteristic he liked out of his teams was that they didn't flinch. This group, they got pushed back in an early series, kept their composure, and made a big play that swung the momentum their way.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago and threw the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line.
He was over 100 yards a week ago, and he's well on his way once again.
Say it with me, partner. Encore, encore. This guy's headed towards getting it done one more time.
Running on first down, Eckler. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll try the air now with Herbert. He's got Allen. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Allen's first catch. Good for a first down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick six. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Touchdown, Chargers.
Mike Williams
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From the 10. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, Wilson.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 36. That third down conversion good for 23. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. They give it to Williams, running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Chargers
7-7, our score after one.
first quarter. With the score tied 7-7.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They go play action now. Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 38 yards. And the Broncos have moved out in front. McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Chargers make over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They finds his target, Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
101 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Over the middle. Now the ball comes loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Wilson. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Wilson. And his throw is incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Chargers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Herbert on first down now. He's got it to Hilton. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. That's complete to the tight end, Everett.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Ran the perfect defense in this situation. Would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that will be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
They snap it to Herbert. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, Oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam.
And he'll be out right at the 35. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw again is Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Gordon.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Herbert.
And he goes out right around the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. On 1st and 10, Herbert.
And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert caught by Allen.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Again, Herbert.
Looking for the crossing receiver. He's got him. This is Hilton.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
That's into the hands of Eckler. Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
Chargers 7.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Rocky Mountain snow looks like it's going to continue through this second half as we are back underway in Denver. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Up the middle with Eckler. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory.
134 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And it's hauled in by Jared Cook.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
On second down, Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Ekeler now between the tackles. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
But obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert, Allen, and now a fumble. The ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Williams. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. To throw is Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They'll try the right side with Ekeler. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Herbert. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Baron Browning with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Denver offense at the line ready to go. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And a good job on the hold there as this is good through the snow, and this game is tied. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Wilson getting right back to it after the pick six. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Sebastian Joseph Day busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Before they can snap it, time runs out on this third quarter of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. There's Wilson to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. Joey Bosa coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Jackson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 13 yards on the return there after a punt of 57. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know you're trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
A throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to get this up to midfield. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a good couple of yards as they get 3 there on 4th and inches.
The type of game that he's having running the football, there was no doubt who they were giving the ball to.
So why didn't they just go ahead and go after him on defense? Right?
Yeah,
if you know,
on him.
right? You know he's having that type of a game. Who else would you expect to get the football? I would have taken my chances and sold out defensively to stop him. And if anyone else picks it up, I tip my cap to him.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
174 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. It's Williams on the catch. Touchdown!
Mike Williams,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chargers have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 21-14.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
On second and a long way to go. Wilson, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. Khalil Mack picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
And Graham's got it, complete. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Jackson to return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby.
And they will take over first and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. It's Eckler again. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Now a first and 10 at the 11th.
The handoff, it's Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. Now it's third down and inches.
Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends.
On the give, this is Eckler. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown.
Austin Eckler with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Chargers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations
under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Well, somebody